Hey guys, Sean here, and this video was originally completely different and about something else, but now that Halo's Master Chief Collection is out and completely doesn't work online, I wanted to take a bit to talk about gaming and releasing broken games and things like that. And first of all, this is ranked Search and Destroy. Pretty good game. I got an ace 1v4, I think, or at least an ace. I don't know if I was 1v4. It was at least like 1v2 at one point. But anyway, so Halo is out on Xbox One. The collection of Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4, with all the multiplayer from all of them, and it doesn't work. It hasn't worked at all at any point. You can't play online, basically. Basically, at this point, you can probably get in 2 games every hour and 45 minutes that you search for a game. It's completely fucking busted. It does not work. And I am very, very, very tired of people apologizing for 343 and for Microsoft and for whoever is responsible for this disaster. And I'm tired of them apologizing for any company who does this. I'm tired of when EA fucks up Battlefield and everyone's like, it's not their fault, it's not DICE's fault, it's not their fault. Then whose fault is it? If it's not the people who made it, whose fault is it? Is it God's fault? Did God do it? Is it Obama? I know, it's probably Obama. Obama probably broke the game. And the word that gets me is every time I'm called entitled for being frustrated that I can't play the thing I purchased. It is not entitled to think that when I buy something, the thing I bought will be there and will work. If I bought a car and the car does not start, they wouldn't be like, stop acting so entitled, at least the radio works. No, the car, I can't drive it. What is the point in this fucking car if it doesn't do the thing I bought it for? Like, oh, you bought an Xbox? Like, okay, I bought a Wii U a couple weeks ago. And I'm preparing for Smash Brothers. When I bought the Wii U I brought home did not work. The gamepad did not turn on. I did everything I was told, you know, try this, try this. I did everything. It didn't turn on. When I brought it back to the store, you know what the store said? Oh, it doesn't turn on? Here's another one. They didn't be like, why are you acting so entitled? At least the console turns on. Who cares if you can't fucking control it? No, they didn't do that. You know why? Because only with game software, with actual games, does anyone think it's entitled for my product that I purchased to work. I request one thing, it turns on. After that, you know, maybe I'll get a little frustrated if the game is really bad, but I expect it to turn on. If your game is shit from there, we will talk about that later. But if your game doesn't work, it doesn't matter. And, again, I do not think that some guy at 343, some innocent dev, you know, Bob, was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it so this game doesn't work. You know, I don't think Bob did that. I don't think a group of them banded together to destroy the game. I don't think any of that happened. However, I do think that people in suits, people who make a lot of money and make a lot of money for the company or are in charge, I think that they decided, well, we kind of want it out now. We don't really want to pay to have it tested, so we'll just release it. And everyone will get kind of mad if it doesn't work, but hopefully it works. And, well, if it doesn't work, we'll fix it, and everyone will forget about it. Because that's what happens. This is what they do. People complain about DLC, but everyone still buys the DLC. People complain that their game doesn't work, but everyone still buys the next one. Battlefield, EA, prime example of this. Battlefield 3, complete disaster at launch. Everyone buys Battlefield 4. Even worse, everyone will buy Battlefield 5. Battlefield Hardline was announced, everyone was excited. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. They can fuck it all up forever. It doesn't matter. People will buy the next one. Who cares? You know, it's gonna happen, guys. And I expect things to be buggy and not to work. And whatever. Fine. It's complicated. Games are not, you know, fucking simple. You don't just make a game and then it just works. I get this. What I don't accept is when companies blatantly do not take all the precautions to make sure that they have a 95% chance of function on day one. They did not do that. They did not run a beta. It seems they did not test their game. Because what is not happening right now is the servers going down. It's not like the servers are being hammered and they're crashing. The servers are up. They're fine. They just don't seem to understand how to match players together. Well, you see, when your game can't match players together, that's kind of a problem. You know, like, that's a basic requirement, which means you almost didn't do anything to test your game, it seems. You almost did nothing. If you had run a beta, the first thing we would have noticed is that people couldn't play together. And then we could have fixed it. But you didn't run a beta. You didn't do any of that. You didn't try. And so now, here we are. Now, I paid you $60 so that I could beta test your game for you. No, see, that's not how it works. The customer doesn't have to test your shit. You test your shit. And, I don't know. I don't think 343 is in charge of everything. Microsoft is their publisher and technically, like, parent company. So, Microsoft probably approves where money gets spent and that kind of thing. But whoever fault, I don't care. 343, Microsoft, whatever. Who do you want to blame? Blame the guy who did it. We'll just call him that. Who knows? The guy. And that guy could be multiple people. Like, that could be a team of people. That could be a board of people. I don't know who did it. But somebody did it. Okay? And the other excuse I keep getting is, well, they're working on Halo 5. And they're doing two things at once. Well, here's a great idea. If doing two things at once means that each of them are shitty, like, we don't know what's going to happen with Halo 5, but if doing two things at once caused this one to be bad, and the other one, I guess, would probably have the same fate, right? Because this one did. Don't do two things at once! Like, I don't... This is the problem. It's greed. It's just simple greed. They were like, well, we can get away with one studio making two games. And they did it! That's it, basically. End of discussion. It's greed. Whoever's fault it is, they're greedy and they're stupid, and they think the customers are going to accept it because they do. That's the problem. They do. I get yelled at for acting entitled because I want my game to work. I get told, this guy has said multiple times to me that he finds a game in 3 minutes. Well, he is the only guy on the fucking planet then, because nobody else says that. Everyone else is like, it never works. It never works. It never works. Shut... Oh, I'm going to read this one word for word. Oh boy, it does take me 3 minutes. Don't tell me what the fuck is going on when I've been experiencing it. Please shut the fuck up with your toxic bullshit. Everyone is on Twitter saying that they haven't got to play the game they purchased. Okay, so apparently it's only people I follow on Twitter who can't play this game. What are you talking about? Are you serious? There is nobody out there like, oh, Halo works great. Nobody's said that. I've seen Ice say that he hasn't been able to play at all. I've seen other people say, if you can get it to work, it's kind of fun. Any game that I've gotten to work, I've probably played 5 games in 2 days. Any game that I've gotten to work has been like 1v2 or 1v3 or something god-awful from the start. It hasn't been anything close to a game. So I would say I haven't played a single game because they've all been a combination of weird amounts of people that is not even in any way, shape, or form. Like, not evenly distributed at all. And I'm sick and tired of this. Stop releasing games that do not work. And people who buy the games, stop apologizing for them. I'm not yelling at Bob at 343. I'm not mad at him. I don't care about the fucking individual devs who make up the team who made this game. I understand that they want the game to work. I get that. I get that they're going to try to fix it. I get this. I don't blame Bob. But I blame the thing around Bob that causes this. The laziness and the greed to think that, hey, well, we can get away with doing this cheap. We can get away with having one team make 2 games. We can get away with releasing a broken game because we can always patch it and, well, no one will be mad at us later. They'll all buy our game anyway. This is the problem. And this problem goes outside of games. This problem is everything. This problem is fucking... I'm going to bring Ebola into this for a second. When that whole thing has been going on, right? People in Africa have been dying left and right because Ebola. And we don't, you know, they don't have the infrastructure to stop it, protect themselves, like any of this stuff. It comes to the U.S. Like, one guy gets it in the U.S. and it's fucking massive panic in the U.S. All of a sudden, oh my god, Ebola. But unless it's us, we don't care. But then, what happened 2 days after Ebola, you know, was cured in the U.S.? No one cares anymore. Everyone just forgets everything that happens. And they're like, whatever. I'm not in trouble. It's not my problem anymore. And with games, it's like, oh, they fixed my game. So the next one, oh, they fucked it up again? Well, they fixed it again. So whatever. I forget that thing they did before. No, it's not okay for things to be completely broken. It's not okay to forget when things are fucked up. Don't stop forgetting these things. Stop being like, well, that was before. If they had released, you know, like EA, I'm going back to EA here because they have a habit of this. If the next SimCity game is fine, and the next SimCity game after that is fine, then I guess we can forgive them for the original SimCity disaster. But considering that they have a really bad habit of releasing broken shit. Stop apologizing for them. I don't care if you like Halo. I'm not attacking your Halo. I bought your fucking game. But fucking admit that it's broken, and that it's somebody's fault, and that it shouldn't be this way. And I shouldn't be expected to deal with it. I'm not gonna deal with it. Like, I don't want it. And you know what I'm not buying right now? Halo 5. I will buy Halo 5 if they give me my money back for this game. I don't want this game anymore. I'll take that money. I'll buy Halo 5 with it. But right now, I do not want this game that I have. Because it doesn't fucking let me play it. And that's not being entitled. That's being fucking logical. I paid for it. I get it. That's it. End of discussion.